may work in the office, but still they have an invested interest in you and this day. So I want to recognize our HR person back here, Mia, our finance department. Raise your hand, finance department. I like to put all of the names. And David Bell, our economic development. Okay, he's here. Our other part of our finance, Val is in payroll, and Katrina's accounts payable. So we got a lot of staff here that's being a part of this here. And of course, our service department, who's going to be help demonstrating some of the tree planting process. Okay, and Eric is our director, and then we have Rob is our assistant director. Okay, so and then we have the staff as well that's going to be helping you. This could not happen without me knowing about everything, is Renee. Let's give it up for our my administrative assistant, Renee. And then Alexis, she ain't hiding. She's new to my office as well. Alexis Ramsey, she's right over there. So, and Jonathan. Jonathan is my technology person. Okay, so he handles all the IT things. So I just wanted to acknowledge, and I have to acknowledge all my staff, because without them, I wouldn't be successful or continue to try to be successful. Okay, so understand that. So once again, this is a beautiful day, and we're going to go through a tree planting Arbor Day program, and it's just important for you all to know how this earth is actually made of. And one of the key components of how this earth is a part of is tree planting. Tree planting, which is Arbor Day. Okay? How many of you don't know? How many of you know when the paper that you write on, how's that somewhat made of? Huh? Leaves? Somebody say leaves. Anybody else?
Yeah, leaves.
Leaves? Okay, anything else? Any idea? It's part of leaves. Okay. Yes.
Tree bark?
Trees. Trees. Okay, and it's squashed thin. See this paper here? Ain't no telling. I'm telling you, it's condensed and it's all shredded and compressed all together. So it's important. Trees has its value. Value. Healthy air breathing, the canopy that the tree makes, all of the different things. So learn as much as possible, be a part of what we're going to be showing you. But before we do that, I do have a proclamation that I'd like to give on behalf of council and the city of Bedford Heights and the mayor's office, okay? So it says here, whereas in 1872, Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that special day to be set aside for planting trees. The first Arbor Day was observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees. Arbor Day is observed throughout the nation and the world. This year we are planting our trees to coincide with Earth Day, further acknowledging the city commitment to environmental awareness. And whereas celebrating Earth Day with us, our students and staff from the city of Bedford City Schools, with presentation from our very own Heskett Middle School. Students, council students, and tree education provided by Mr. Timothy Becker, education programmer with the Cuyahoga Soil and Water Conservation District. Our ceremony will end with the planting of the Tura Niagara. It is a heritage river birch, and whereas this marks the 40th year that the city of Bedford Heights has recognized the tree by the Tree City USA for a consistent effort in planting trees and recognizing the many benefits that trees bring to our community, such as adding beauty to our neighborhood, providing shade and reducing heat, cleaning our air, providing vital habitat for wildlife, and increasing property value. And whereas the city appreciates the special partnership and efforts from everyone involved today. Now, therefore, I, Phil Stevens, Mayor of the City of Bedford Heights, on behalf of its residents, do hereby recognize Arbor Day and Earth Day. I thank all of our partners for their support and commitment to educating our community on the importance of trees and the significance that they bring to the ecosystem and environment. This is for you. Thank you so much, and enjoy the presentation that's going to be given by Mr. Tim Becker and his staff. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor. And, we have the president of each grade level of student council here. Who are you? Where are you? Oh, there's one. Would you be able to stand by the mayor? He can present you and Jayla.
Our seventh grade president is not here.
So these are the student council leaders, and they will be presented the proclamation by the mayor. So we should have a picture with them. Very good.
And on behalf of the service, we want to thank you so much, okay? Thank you. All right, so let me get in the middle. I'm going to tell you, since you hold it, do you want me in the middle or which one? I can get in the middle? There you go.
Very good. I'd also like to present a proclamation of the same to Timothy Becker from Cuyahoga Soil and Water Conservation District for coming out today. And he is on our agenda after the students to give us a little tree education. So thank you for being out and being part of
Tim,
this.
thank you for your education, the things that you bring to our city. Thank you so much. Here we go.
At this time, we would like to have the students from Heskin Middle School who have a presentation. And I think it's a lot of space on this side, and then we can get some really good pictures of the beautiful artwork that you're bringing today. So Miss Laura, who would be doing the presentation?
All right,
Maybe
so
you
we
can call them out.
have two poems. So we're gonna start with the poems. Brian, anybody wants to start? You want them to go over there?
Yes.
Brian.
You guys can stand right in here. I can't wait to hear. Yes, fine.
We'll start with the poem.
Okay.
All right, who wants to read first?
Ladies first, okay.
Roots in the ground, tucked in tight, drinking up water, holding on right. Branches reach up like hands in the sky, waving hello as the clouds roll by. Leaves go swish when the wind blows through, dancing around like they love to do. Bright green colors in sunshine are warm. They shimmer and shake forever star. In spring they bloom, flowers sweet, dropping soft petals down at our feet. In summer they give us a cool place to hide, a shady spot where we sit outside. Birds build nests and sing in a tree, squirrels and bugs buzz busy and free. They help keep the air fresh every day, growing strong in their own way.
Ready, Brian? Come on this way.
You ready? You ready? You want me to help you with it? Trees help the community by providing shade from the sun on hot summer days. Trees also make the community look beautiful. In my neighborhood, trees give in squirrels home to live in and be safe. The fall is when it's the prettiest.
Now, who's holding the artwork? We would like your name and tell us about your artwork.
I didn't draw this.
Okay.
Christina and Grace.
Oh, raise their hands. Who's? Okay, so they're the ones who drew it. It's beautiful. All right, and there's some words on the
So what is
leaves.
it? What is it saying? What does it say? What is the purpose of it?
It's like,
What does it say on the trunk?
trees are important because then the leaves have like special sayings on it.
Yeah,
Here's some of the some
Oh.
of the things you guys were gonna use.
Provide homes for animals, life, scenery, shade, paper, and climbing. And some can provide fruit, and they give us oxygen.
Wonderful. That's beautiful. Next, we'll have Mr. Tim Becker. He's the Education Program Coordinator with Cuyahoga Soil
afternoon, everybody. I'll set this here for a second, if that's okay. Wow, I was so glad to hear the presentation from the students, because the truth is you already have been learning about a lot of what I wanted to talk about today. So I'm really impressed. Sounds like you already have a really strong foundation thinking about why trees are important. So that's great. So the number one thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that if we take care of trees, the trees can take care of us. So it's like kind of like a back and forth. The trees need our help, but they're also going to help us out a lot. So like one of the most common ones people think about, which is one you already mentioned on your posters, I know, is oxygen and carbon dioxide, right? The trees give us the oxygen that we need to breathe, and when we breathe out, we're breathing out the carbon dioxide that the trees need, right? So it's like a back and forth. We're helping the trees are helping us. And so I come from Cuyahoga Soil and Water Conservation District, so a big thing that we're focused on is keeping our local water clean. So we're not thinking so much about the drinking water, that's important too, but there's another group that does that. We're thinking about like the streams, the lakes, the rivers, the surface waters, and we think about how we can keep those clean. And the trees play a big role in helping keep our water clean. Because when there's a big heavy rainpour, that could either hit something like a parking lot or it could hit something like a tree. So if it hits a parking lot, it might wash along the surface of the parking lot, might pick up some pollution, might add some pollution to our local waters. But if it hits a tree, that tree is going to slow that water down. It's going to, have you ever kind of felt it like after the rain stops, it's still dripping down off the leaves, right? So it's slowing the water down, and it's also soaking it in with its roots. And both of those things help keep the water where it is, where the rain fell down, instead of letting it rush along and bring pollution into our streams. So that's one big way trees help us with water. They help keep our water clean. And of course, we can help the trees with water, especially when they're newly planted, by watering them. So that's another example of that kind of back and forth. We can do something for the trees, and the trees can do something for us. And I can see from your posters, you've already thought a lot more about a lot of other things trees do. There's so many of them, I couldn't even list them all. But I know you've been thinking about that, so that's really great. So I do have some trees. Are there 21 students?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have just 20 trees right now, but we can touch base later and work it out. If you're the one person who doesn't get a tree today, we'll find a way to get you a tree. Actually, before I talk about that, I wanted to talk for just a second. So you heard the tree that's planted out there is a Betula nigra, a river birch, which is great for just what I was just talking about. It's for soaking up that water. And there's a little bit, right now at least, a little bit of a wet spot out there where it is, so it seems to be right in the perfect spot. It's called the river birch. It can grow along rivers, but doesn't need to be right there. And one thing that's really cool about the river birch is that it is particularly good at soaking up that water, like I was just talking about. Also has some beautiful bark that as it matures, you'll see the bark kind of flaking off, which might not sound great, but if you see it, has this beautiful, one side is white and one side is darker, and as it flakes off, it has this beautiful appearance. What I have for the trees for the student council to take home today is an American chestnut, which that's another tree that has a really cool story. The American chestnut was actually just about wiped out a few decades ago when a disease was introduced called chestnut blight that it didn't have any resistance to. But something cool has happened, and that scientists have worked for many years on breeding new varieties of American chestnut. And so now these American chestnut seedlings that I have for you all should be resistant to that disease. So it's really cool. It's like a story that was really sad when so many of the trees were lost, but now there's this like new rebirth where we can start planting American chestnuts again, and you all get to be a part of that. So that's a pretty cool story. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about for just a moment was how you can take care of your seedlings when you get them home. So they are in these tall, narrow pots right now. This one started to come unwrapped, but that's okay, excuse me. So they're in these tall, narrow pots right now. They're, you want to get them out of their pots basically as soon as you can. Trees are going to do better in the ground than they are going to do in their pots. As soon as you can get them planted, the better. If you can't plant them right away, please do go ahead and unwrap them and put them somewhere where they can get some sun and give them some water so that at least while they're waiting to be planted, they'll be doing okay. And when they're planted, the number one thing is make sure your hole is big enough. So you want it deep enough for all of the roots. But even though this pot is narrow, you don't want a narrow hole. You want it to go like around about 3 feet around. You want to give it plenty of water when you first start it, but also, especially through this first summer, you want to make sure it's getting plenty of water so it will keep growing. If you can put some mulch around it, that will help too. That will help keep it moist so you don't need to water quite as much. And then there's a saying we say, it's the first 3 are on me when we're thinking about planting a tree. Like remember how I said, we take care of the trees, they're gonna take care of us. So those first 3 years, that's what that means. And especially the first 3 summers, which around here tend to be the dry time of year. If we can give some water to those trees for those first 3 years, that's gonna set them up for a long success. And then moving forward from that, they shouldn't need water, and they'll keep providing us all of those benefits that we've been talking about. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share with you about how you can take care of these trees that I'm gonna have for you in just a little bit. And yeah, that's about it. So thank you all.
Thank you, Sam. So at this time, I would like to call our City Service Director, Eric King. He's going to give us a little information about the tree that we're planting today. And then maybe you can tell us if we're going to go all the way back there or not. Okay.
All right, as Tim kind of said, it's a Betula nigra Cully Heritage River Birch. And he kind of explained the tree. I brought some pictures here of how kind of the leaves look on the tree. You can pass this around, everybody can take a look at that. And also he talked about the bark that the tree has, how it peels and what it's gonna look like when it grows, so we can pass that around also. Start over here. But this tree is native to the eastern United States, and it's, like Tim said, it's likes kind of wet environments, and it's kind of soggy back there. So when we actually go back, normally we have the kids getting a little bit more involved in planting a tree and come out and throw a little dirt in there. But since it's a little muddy, we'll just have you stand off to the side, and we'll have our guys, we'll go ahead and plant the tree for you. But this tree can grow 40 to 70 feet tall and can kind of spread 20 feet wide. So it'd be a pretty good sized tree. And then it can actually grow pretty fast too. It can grow 2 to 3 feet a year, and that's an optimal, condition and stuff like that. So it can also grow either like the one we have back there is a single trunk tree where it's just a single trunk coming up, and it can also grow as like a multiple trunk. So it's a pretty nice tree, and hopefully it grows big and tall, and you guys can enjoy it for years to come. So with that being said, we can go ahead and kind of get it going in the ground.
All right, do you guys have any questions about any of the trees or any of the information that you heard today? There's a
I don't know if
question.
you want to pass the pictures around.
What about the winter?
What about
like-
the winter?
Are we supposed to protect the saplings during the winter?
So the saplings that I'm giving you and the one we're planting out here, they're both native to Northeast Ohio. So one reason that's important is that these trees will be able to do just fine in the winter. They won't need any extra protection. Sometimes people have trees or plants that come from somewhere else that might need to be taken in for the winter, might need to be wrapped up in burlap or something, but these trees should do just fine for the winter.
Yeah, we always purchase trees that are good for this environment, that are known to be able to thrive in this environment, and that can survive in this environment. So whether it be a wet area like that area kind of stays a little wet, or a dry area. Also, this tree is good in kind of clay. We have a lot of clay around in this area, so it should survive and thrive very good.
That was a very good question. Any more questions, students? Okay, well, before we head back, I think we should take our picture because I don't want to lose anybody. And then we'll go back to the tree area to plant. How does that sound? All right, so.
A burlap sack with a metal kind of cage around it that kind of holds everything together. So what we do is we normally is take that apart, kind of loosen it up, take some measurements on the root ball, because you don't want the tree too deep in the ground, you don't want it too high in the ground, you want it just right. So if you go down on the trunk of the tree, tree, and you'll see a little area that kind of gets wide. You want that just above the surface of the ground there. So what they'll do is they'll dig a hole, put the tree in there, see where it's at, see if they have to add or subtract a little bit of dirt just to get it to the right level to where it wants to go. And then they put it in, and we start putting the soil back in, making sure we get the tree nice and straight. Like Tim said, you don't want to make a small hole, you want to make a good sized hole because you want the earth around to be kind of loose. You want the roots to be able to go out and do what they want to do, because you can get a situation where the roots will kind of twist around and it kind of almost strangles the tree. You don't want that. You want the roots to be able to go out and get to where they need to go and soak up the food and get a nice foundation